Okay, let's dive right into this. Imagine a business that sells hundreds of billions of dollars worth of goods every single year. I mean, it commands a cult-like following of millions of fiercely loyal customers and absolutely dominates the retail landscape. Yet, here's the kicker. It makes virtually zero profit on the actual items it sells. On the surface, that sounds like a guaranteed one-way ticket to bankruptcy, right? Well, welcome to this explainer, where we're going to break down the totally mind-bending reality of Costco Wholesale. So, in a capitalist world where corporate giants like Amazon and Walmart are just constantly squeezing their supply chains to maximize every single cent of retail markup, this specific company takes the exact opposite approach. They are out there selling name-brand electronics, designer clothing, high-end jewelry, and literally physical gold bars at near cost. So, how in the world does a massive retailer make billions of dollars while making almost $0 on their actual inventory? And then there's this number. Even more baffling than their electronics pricing is their food court. For over 40 years, through massive economic shifts, hyperinflation, and skyrocketing supply costs, they have sold a massive hot dog and a 20-ounce soda combo for exactly $1.50. They haven't raised the price by a single penny. So we really have to ask ourselves here, is this just some massive nationwide charity operation? Or is it actually one of the most brilliant, calculated, psychological masterclasses in the history of modern business? Section 1, The Warehouse Illusion, Architecture as Psychological Warfare. To truly understand how Costco pulls this off, we first have to step inside their physical space. And remember, they don't even call them stores, they call them warehouses. When you walk into your typical supermarket, the whole goal is convenience. You've got these massive overhead signs guiding you directly to what you need so you can get in, get it, and get out. Well, Costco completely throws that playbook out the window. They use a calculated strategy known as the treasure hunt effect. There are 0 directional signs. They actively want you to get lost so that while you're just looking for AA batteries, you stumble upon a discounted 4K television or a premium patio set. But the psychological manipulation doesn't stop there. Costco actively avoids traditional store aesthetics in favor of warehouse styling. Traditional retail uses warm ambient lighting and decorative tile floors to make you feel cozy. Costco? You are walking on industrial polished concrete. You look up, you see harsh, exposed steel beams. Products are just left on their original wooden shipping pallets, stacked 20 feet high right up to the ceiling. And this harsh, raw visual? It's a deeply calculated choice to signal to shoppers that they are receiving the absolute lowest possible wholesale prices. That industrial design triggers an incredibly powerful subconscious reaction. Your internal monologue when you're standing on that concrete floor basically sounds something like this. Okay, there is no glitz or glamour here. This product came straight from the factory floor. Therefore, I must be getting the absolute lowest wholesale price possible. This psychological comfort mechanism completely lowers your financial defenses. It is exactly why you walk in for paper towels and leave perfectly happy having spent $300. Section 2, the 14% rule, killing the retail markup. So now that we've seen the physical illusions, let's transition over to the financial realities. The crucial point is this. The core of traditional retail is incredibly simple. You buy low, mark it up as high as the market will possibly bear, and pocket the difference. Standard boutiques and department stores routinely mark up their inventory by 50, 80, or even 100% over wholesale cost. But Costco operates on a strict corporate mandate called the 14% cap rule. By internal company law, Costco is strictly forbidden from marking up any brand name item by more than 14%. If it costs them $100, you will pay absolutely no more than $114, no exceptions. There's actually this legendary corporate story of a clothing buyer who secured an incredibly cheap deal on designer jeans. When the executives saw they could easily mark it up to standard market value for millions in easy profit, the CEO flat out refused. The savings belonged to the customer. When you factor in standard overhead costs like employee healthcare, real estate, and logistics, their net profit margin from selling actual products sits at practically 0%. So, if they aren't making money on the goods, where on earth is the cash coming from? Well, here is the massive twist. The grain delusion of Costco is that it's a retail store. It's not. Costco is actually a subscription company disguised as a warehouse. You cannot just walk in off the street and buy a gallon of milk. You have to pay an annual fee, either $60 or $120, just for the right to enter the building. And they have over 130 million active members paying these exact fees every single year. The exact moment you pay that fee, a psychological timer starts ticking in your head. It's called the sunk cost fallacy. Once you hand over that $60 or $120, you feel this intense subconscious pressure to get your money's worth. Instead of cross-shopping at other grocery stores, you just default to Costco for all your major purchases. This psychological mechanism is so incredibly effective that it results in a staggering 90% membership renewal rate. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how their financial sheets balance out. Just look at how closely these numbers match. Costco generates roughly $4.5 billion every single year purely from those membership fees. Because it costs almost nothing to print a little plastic card, that money is almost entirely pure net profit. Their total net profit for the year almost perfectly matches the total amount collected from membership fees. They are literally moving inventory at cost just to keep you paying that subscription. Section 3. The paradox of choice. The power of Kirkland's signature. Let's look at how Costco actually stocks its shelves, because their highly restrictive inventory is yet another massive psychological advantage they hold over standard American supermarkets. If you walk into a typical grocery store, you might find 50 different types of breakfast cereal or 30 brands of trash bags. They carry up to 50,000 distinct products, or SKUs. This creates what psychologists call the paradox of choice. Having too many options actually creates anxiety for us. Costco strictly limits their warehouses to just 4,000 SKUs. By limiting your options, they eliminate your shopping anxiety entirely. But more importantly, it gives them immense leverage. They can march up to a corporate giant like Procter & Gamble and say, look, we only carry one brand of paper towels. Give us a 30% discount, or we give this spot to your competitor, and you lose access to 130 million shoppers overnight. And that unbelievable leverage brings us to the absolute crown jewel of their strategy, Kirkland Signature. Unlike your traditional, cheap, watered-down store brands, Kirkland is explicitly mandated to be equal to or better than the leading national brand while costing 20 to 30% less. How's that possible? Because Costco frequently partners with the very same premium manufacturers. Industry teardowns and rumors strongly suggest Kirkland coffee is secretly roasted by Starbucks. Their diapers are manufactured by the exact same makers of Huggies, and their store brand vodka frequently beats world-class luxury spirits in blind taste tests. This private label alone brings in over $50 billion annually. Section 4. The legendary loss leader, the iron law of the hot dog.
But we absolutely cannot examine the financial ecosystem of Costco without bringing our narrative right back to the food court and to that famous $1.50 combo we talked about at the very beginning of this explainer. I mean, it totally defies economic logic. Decades of hyperinflation, soaring meat prices, increased operational costs across the board. Why hasn't this price moved an inch? Well, years ago, current CEO Craig Jelinek approached the legendary co-founder of Costco, Jim Sinegal. Jelinek was deeply concerned. He showed him the financial sheets warning that they were losing massive amounts of money but keeping the hot dog combo at $1.50. He told his boss, quite reasonably, that it was finally time to raise the price.
And Sinegal delivered this exact, now famous ultimatum. If you raise the price of the effing hot dog, I will kill you. Figure it out. Now, obviously, he wasn't being literal, but you can really feel the intense, borderline crazy dedication to this specific price point. Why on earth would a brilliant retail founder threaten his own CEO over a hot dog? Because Sinegal understood something fundamental that standard retail executives miss entirely. The hot dog is not a revenue stream. It is a loss leader. It is intentionally sold at a financial loss to act as a powerful customer acquisition tool. Here is the absolute genius of it. Costco spends literally $0 on traditional advertising. No TV commercials, no billboards, no annoying digital ad campaigns. Instead, they take those millions and reinvest them into subsidizing the food court. When a family gets a massive, high-quality lunch for $6, it creates an unforgettable psychological anchor of value. They happily lose a few cents on the hot dog because it basically guarantees you'll walk into that main warehouse and spend hundreds of dollars. Section 5. The currency of trust, a multi-billion-dollar cult phenomenon. So as we wrap up here, when you strip away all of these brilliant mechanics, the warehouse illusion, the membership subscription, the super strict inventory, and those legendary loss leaders, what is actually left at the core of it all? Absolute consumer trust. In a retail landscape where we all constantly feel nickel and dimed, where grocery brands quietly shrink their packaging and airlines charge you just to bring a carry-on bag, Costco is this rare bastion of predictability. Shoppers trust that their wallets are protected. They trust the strict 14% markup cap. They trust the premium quality of Kirkland. They brilliantly shifted the profit motive completely away from the individual product and anchored it entirely to a premium membership experience. And that leaves us with this final thought. Costco proved you don't actually need to exploit the consumer to build a global empire. So the next time you flash that plastic card, step onto those polished concrete floors, and grab that $1.50 hot dog, are you just shopping for groceries, or are you actively participating in one of the most brilliantly executed, low-margin, high-volume psychological masterclasses ever created? Something to think about next time you're hunting for paper towels. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.